football team, so just making no.
Team news, please, ahead of Newcastle game.
Well, after the game we had no major problems, and apart from Rosicky, who might be available to be in the squad, there's no major other problem.
Can we have an update on the likes of Debussy, Arteta, Wilshere?
They're a few weeks away.
You looking after the international break for those two?
Yes. At least after the international break, they still need 2 to 3 more weeks. Yes.
Fell just short on Tuesday against Monaco, but does the win on the night at least allow the team to keep the momentum going?
Yes, we are on a good run, and we won the game, and of course we are frustrated and disappointed to go out, but it's not down to our performance on Tuesday night, it's down to our home performance, especially on the defensive front that we pay for, and I think we were a bit unlucky as well, maybe because we had, if you look at the number of shots on target Monaco had in the 2 games, they quite have been very efficient in qualifying.
And just lastly from me, the league form has to stay good as well in that chase for the top 4. Newcastle away this weekend, got a good record there recently though.
Yes, we have good memories at Newcastle, but it's always very tight games, very difficult games. We are in a position we do not, we are not under threat to go down. But we have always a very motivated crowd, and they always play well against us, and it's always tight games.
Arsenal, not just Arsenal, but Chelsea and Manchester City as well. The top 3 clubs in Premier League have failed to make the last 8 in the Champions League. Do we need an inquest?
No, I think it's the first time in 19 years. So I don't think that you can draw general conclusions from that. It's 2 teams have gone out on away goals that I think should be questioned, because it's a rule that is outdated now and that has to be changed, and I fight for that for a long time. And as well, in a direct knockout, it's important that you're very efficient, a bit lucky sometimes as well, and none of the teams apart from Barcelona looks to be superior even in Europe today. I think both 2 other teams could have gone through, and Chelsea and Arsenal.
What would you rather see than away goals then? How should things be decided?
Look, it should count maybe after extra time, because it's not, this rule has been created in the 60s to favorize the teams who to attack away from home. Since that, football has changed, and this rule, the weight of the away goal is too big today.
Would perhaps penalties be a better way than away goals?
I still think maybe you can count it after extra time, like it is in the League Cup in England.
So you don't think there's anything fundamentally wrong?
Look, I leave you that. I know that the medias are specialists to analyze that and draw special conclusions. I think that the quality of the Premier League is very high, and that the physical demands are extreme, and that I'm not in the mood today too much to analyze what was wrong for English football or not. I don't think there's a lot wrong. We have just now to focus on our next targets.
From a Premier League point of view, could it be a positive that there's no Champions League football? It leaves the clubs to focus purely on the league.
Maybe for the interest of a Premier League could be for the end of the season, yes, but you would ask anybody in the Premier League would all still love to be in there, you know.
But there can't be any excuses about distractions from your...
No excuses.
But Mertesacker says he feels that Arsenal are far from winning the Champions League, though.
Look,
do you accept that?
I think we had when you go out in the last 16, you far away is quarter-final, semi-final and final. We have to move on, and I don't listen too much to people who talk, players who talk after the game, after disappointment. We know why we went out. It's down to a dreadful defensive performance in the first leg.
Well, after the game, you also said that you thought it might be better for Arsenal to play Europa League.
That it was.
Can you clarify that for us?
It's better we are in the Champions League. It's as simple as that. It was just a little joke that I made in French to stay in Europe. We want to be in the Champions League and nowhere else.
So was it mistranslated?
It was not mistranslated. I said as a joke to go on. If it is to go out straight after the group stage, the best way, why do we not stay longer? Maybe if we had gone out in a group stage to the UEFA Europa League would still be in. You cannot say anything anymore in any press conference without create a controversial situation. And that's why people don't say anything anymore, in fact.
We like you saying things, Arsene. Jose Mourinho in a press conference said that Arsenal are in the title race. Of course, he said.
Look, we would love to.
Do you think you are?
At the moment, we are too far away from Chelsea, but we have an opportunity every week to get closer. And we need for that, we need positive results from us and negative results from Chelsea. The only thing we can master is positive results from us. I believe that Chelsea has still a very good cushion and a very good security.
And in another press conference, Brendan Rodgers was targeting second place. Do you see them in the hunt?
They are in the hunt, yes, of course. I think it's very tight. We are on the neck of Man City, but as well straight behind us, we have Man United, Liverpool, and it is a very, very tight race, and even Tottenham is not completely out of it, Southampton not completely out of it.
I can't finally get your thoughts on what Greg Dyke said this week about being concerned at the incidents of players surrounding referees. Do you think it's on the increase?
Yeah, he has my complete support. We have all to respect the referees and make their job as easy as possible. And it's difficult enough today for the referees to master the situation, because there is well a lot criticised, and I include myself in that as well, you know. But we have some improvement to make there.
And will you remind your players?
Yes.
Their responsibilities?
We are not. I don't think we are too much doing that.
Arsene, how has the mood in the Arsenal camp been affected by the fact that you won, and you won convincingly, yet you're at the Champions League? I mean, it's a difficult one, isn't it?
The mood is down and disappointed, but as well, it's quite strange at the moment, because we feel we are on a positive trend, and we have paid to be out, but basically we pay the fact that this was a game of 180 minutes. And in the first 90, we were not cautious enough defensively.
So what do you have to do now to get Arsenal?
Focus on next targets.
No, I mean for next season, to get Arsenal further into the Champions League.
Look, first of all, we are not in the Champions League.
But what do you have to do for next season to start pushing them further?
Look, I believe we have to continue to improve. We are a better team today than 4 months ago, and that's what just keep that attitude. I believe there's a fantastic spirit in the team, great quality as well, and rectify what we haven't done well in the first game and continue to improve. I think we won 13 of our last 15 games, and that's I think that's down to consistency and to quality and to improvement.
Do you need new players to give you that extra push?
Look, we are not in a transfer period. I believe that we have to continue just to focus. 95% of the players will still be here next season, and what is important is the attitude of these 95% of the players, and how much we improve, how much we can push on now until the end of the season. We are in the semi-final of a cup. We are in a strong fight in the Premiership. It's important to focus on these targets. And that we do that straight away on Saturday.
Arsene, I wonder, you said you wanted to take positives from this week and the actual victory in Monaco is one of them. I wonder if another positive in a strange way, without dancing on Manchester City's grave, is the fact that they got beaten and they're out 2, you're chasing them in second, and they're not on a great run of form either.
They are not in a great run of form recently, they haven't been, no, but it would be wrong to have any speculation on their weakness, because they are a strong team. They've always responded well to disappointments in the recent years. They have been ruled out sometimes of the championship and won it after. So I believe we have just to focus on ourselves.
Another win for you, maintaining your momentum. I wonder what you thought of Chelsea's performance at the weekend in the draw against Southampton, and I wonder how much encouragement that's given you. You say they're too far away, but looking at their fixtures, they've still got big teams to play.
Look, they have still a game in hand, and I believe they are too far apart at the moment. They suffered a little bit in the first half maybe, but in the second half they could as well have won the game.
But you know what it's like to come from a long way behind. I'm thinking of '98 when you chased down Manchester United. You were 12 points behind at one point.
Yes, but we won at Man United, and that reduced the difference. We had the game in hand as well. A most famous game that was cancelled at Wimbledon, and but every year is different. We just have to focus now on our performances and not. I don't count on any weakness of any of our opponents. We just have to focus on our strengths.
And just finally for me, realistically then, second for you, is the target?
Look, it's down to our performances now until the end of the season. I think I do not see it there and say second is good. I just think, how can we win our next game at Newcastle after having given it all on Tuesday night, and what is the best possible team to win this game?
Also, if you are to catch Chelsea, do you think winning the FA Cup and qualifying for the Champions League would represent a successful season?
I let other people that assessment. I believe that my job is to win as many games as I can and leave the assessment of the quality of our performance to specialists, to people who have to assess that.
Arsene, are you concerned at all about fatigue going up to Newcastle, because the performance seemed to take quite a lot out of the squad?
Yeah, I believe that West Ham was a very physical game, and we paid a little bit some of our players in the second half of the Monaco game offensively. We paid a little bit for it, and it's a concern. Yes, we have to see how everybody recovers. Okay.
Oh, sorry, Arsene. Are you surprised by what's happened at Newcastle? Obviously, Alan Pardew left. They put John Carver in temporary charge. A club of that size. Are you surprised that there's not a permanent manager in place up there?
But John Carver is a permanent manager, and the length of our permanence today is very difficult to define. If you know that the average life expectancy of a manager in England is 12 months, so I think it's very difficult to predict how long everybody of us is in charge. But he has the qualities to do the job.
As we touched on earlier, you have got happy memories there. You've had some good results there over the last few years.
Yeah, especially when we had to win absolutely our last game of the season 2 years ago, I think it was. And but every year that's questioned. It's a passionate crowd and always a very committed game.